Benjamin David Simmons, born July 20th, 1996. What's wrong with Ben Simmons? Better yet, what's holding him back from becoming the superstar everyone wants and expected him to be? In today's episode, I'll tell you exactly that. But first, it's important we understand who Ben Simmons is as a player, opposed to what you maybe thought he was. Simmons is a physical specimen at his position that came up in just the right time to be the next NBA superstar. With LeBron closing in on retirement, the league is desperate to find the next full package player to carry them into the next generation. And Simmons was their guy. After the Andrew Wiggins hype, there was Ben. He was all everything as an amateur, spent one season in college, becoming the number one draft pick and one of the more recent clear-cut franchise players. We thought he could easily become that because of this pedigree, but also because with his skill set, it's hard not seeing him accomplish those things. He has size, speed, great in-traffic ball handling skills, amazing open court fluidity that makes him impossible to stop once he builds his speed, and most importantly, he's a gifted passer with before his time vision and timing. With his size and effort, he's also a tremendous rebounder, even better than LeBron James, who his ceiling was mostly compared to. But as of right now, I don't see him becoming even allowed to be mentioned in the same sentence as LeBron, and as you'll see, the reasons are much to his own doing. Here's why Ben Simmons' growth is being stunted and why I don't think he'll reach his superstar potential unless these things happen. Let's talk about it. It's your boy JC, Stunted Growth. Ash, get it, man. Stunt number one, just shoot it.
Just shoot for it. Just shoot for it.
Unless Ben Simmons develops the mindset, the courage, and sense of urgency to shoot a jump shot, he can kiss his potential goodbye.
Hey, watch out, let him shoot.
What? I only missed one shot. That does not make me sorry.
Let's shoot.
Bro, I'm feeling pressured. I don't know if I'm gonna hit it
Let's
no
shoot
more.
the ball.
Notice I didn't say make jump shots because that's not the point, as weird as it may sound. Of course, you shoot your shot to make it, but in cases like these, the attempt is just as important. Besides the famous saying in basketball, you can't make what you don't take, Simmons needs someone to tell him, hey listen man, you can't go to the Remy if you don't have a Jimmy. Alright, I apologize, just follow me. The one thing I like about Russell Westbrook, even if it is to his detriment, is that he continues to shoot the basketball from deep. I mean, relentlessly. Now, before we clown Russ, remember that at some point he was the most valuable player the NBA had. Simmons would be ecstatic to reach that point in his career, so let's not act like Westbrook isn't doing something right. And keeping the defense honest is that thing. If they know he would shoot it, it puts them a step closer to him, which opens his drive by at least a step. For guys like Giannis, Ben Simmons, and Zion, don't care how good he's playing, there's only so long you could do the same moves. Injuries or schemes to stop you are huge threats to this style. For guys like this, they're putting so much more difficulty on themselves offensively because they never develop a jumper, or like Ben, are too scared to just take it.
Just fucking shoot me, please.
Unless he changes that, like tomorrow, he's facing a serious crossroads. Besides the team eventually succumbing to fans and media screaming trade him, he's losing the respect of his peers, who now see that after 5 years, 4 playing in the league, you won't shoot it. It gives them a much needed rest on defense, so more energy to come at you on the other end. It clogs the lane for your teammates who now can't cut off you. It clogs Embiid's space and requires more effort for him to move, which he'd prefer not to do. And mentally, if you don't do it now, you will start to believe you can, leading to bricks on bricks on bricks. Besides shooting the deep shot, defenses who are faced with the decision to live with you hitting a 3 to beat them or allow you to use your gifts and drive the ball can look no further than your free throw shooting. At 59% for his career, what would you do down the stretch of a big game? Let him shoot it. Me personally, I've lost hope in Simmons turning this part of his game around, but hey.
Anything's possible!
Stunt number 2, no mystery left. This reason goes hand in hand with the first one in that because of his lack of shooting prowess from deep or mid-range, which he's also stopped shooting since he was a rookie, Simmons has simply been figured out. When you only do one or two things on offense, which are passing and driving, you make it easy for teams to quickly find ways to stop you. 4 playing years is more than enough for good teams. When no one knew much about you, things were a lot easier. But now, teams have had extensive looks at your game and found important intel. One, that Simmons can't go left. That or something is hindering him from being comfortable going that way. It's weird because by all accounts, he's a left-handed ball player, shoots that way, but teams who now sit on his right hand and force him to go left have seen they have more success. Good teams will do that, but now all his opponents are, and it'll only get worse in the future. He's been significantly worse going left and finishing strong that way than before, and resorts to bailout passes or wild shots on the left side this season, and unless he corrects that and works on power finishes with his left hand, I think playoff teams will have no problem stopping him even when they use smaller defenders. The book is out on Ben Simmons, and it's up to him to write his next chapter, one that should be titled, "I Went Left on You." His attempts and field goal percentages are significantly down this season, much to do with the way defenses have figured out the best way to guard him. Without a jump shot, without a strong lefty drive and finish, and without developing other parts of his game that allow easy baskets like post play, we can expect to see even more drop-offs in production over time, especially as his body begins to weaken due to age and health. He's missed more and more games each season as his body begins to show what consistent driving and being fouled is doing to it. Stunt number 3, mental toughness, or lack thereof. At first glance, Ben Simmons strikes you as one of those guys that are quiet but lets his game talk for him, as opposed to simply hiding the fact he's afraid in many ways. I understand he's still young and that he's under a lot of pressure to live up to expectations, but history won't use that excuse when his name is brought up years from now. The mental aspect of the game is the most important attribute a player can have. Unfortunately, it's not something that comes natural to everyone, and even when you work on it, it still caps your ceiling to a certain degree. LeBron James got a lot of criticism early on and slightly today for how mentally tardy he was as a superstar, and I see that argument. He didn't want to shoot the ball late, clams up at times when on islands like alone at the free throw line, and when he can't win, he runs to another situation. Those things are an obvious mental weakness. As good as he is, Simmons seems to be even weaker. Aside from wanting to take important shots, it now seems that the constant ridicule and trade talks are now getting to him and disrupts his play on the floor. Other than injury he's not disclosing, a tough mentality is the only other explanation for his production decreasing every year since year 2. Unless he makes up his mind to dedicate himself to perfecting his weaknesses, his mind will continue to trick him into eventually believing he isn't that good. All in all, Ben Simmons, the 6'11" point forward from Australia, is still a good player. Just last season, I was saying how underrated he was, but seeing his start to the season this year and lack of improvement in crucial areas, I don't know anymore. It's early in the season, and granted, his team is sitting at the top of the East, even with his production falling. But going forward, unless he does these things differently, individually, he'll be remembered as the one that never was. There's no excuse for him to become that. He has everything he needs to win now, but it's up to him to have a go and get it mentality and make it happen, or for these reasons, his growth will be stunted. It's your boy JC Stunted Growth, and I'm out. Also, visit stuntedgrowth3.com right now. We have some new winter merch for all your fashion needs. We have the Legends Edition package, the Championship Edition, and much more to satisfy your winter fashion. Once again, visit stuntedgrowth3.com right now. Please like and subscribe to this video for more content. It's your boy JC Stunted Growth, man. Let's get it.